Hello, welcome to another video from Avenue X looking at Chinese dramaland in the past week. Let's get right into it. First, The Legend of the Magnate drama on iQIYI has aired and I've been following it and it's a pretty good drama so far. Sometimes I feel the plot is a little bit too condensed and too rushed and maybe needs a little bit more time, but overall it's a pretty high quality production. The best so far in 2025 in the period drama category, real historical background kind of drama. If you like Chen Xiao, Sun Qian, Luo Yizhou, these actors, even including actors such as Huang Zhizhong or Li Chun, you should go and watch this drama. Most proper period drama so far in 2025. Then let's talk about dramas that are airing or will start airing. On Thursday, which is 27th, we have a 24-episode drama that has gone live on iQIYI, 暗影侦探, Shadow Detective, a 民国 setting detective drama. The thing interesting about it is it's a refrigerated drama. It was shot 3 years ago, and its main leads are Wang Xingyue and Wu Jiayi. This is very early on Wang Xingyue drama, before he got better known. In recent years, due to his other period dramas, working for example with Wu Jingyan and then mostly as Yu Zheng's actor. This is like at very beginning of his career, he filmed this and then it never aired until now. Wang Xingyue does look a little bit different in this drama compared to what he looks like now. You can tell it's shot quite a while ago. If you're interested in the actors, you definitely can go and check it out. It's by no means like really poorly done. It's just after a while watching it, I don't feel I'm captured by any particular thing about this drama. On the same day, on Youku, we also have a contemporary drama airing. And this one also has been made for a while. Seems it's been talked about for a year in terms of when it airs, and finally it's here. 义务之城, the 27 episodes drama. English translation right now is The Second Chance Romance, and it's led by Qin Lan and Zhong Hanliang. If you look at the trailer, it's very typical. We can call 中年偶像剧, right? Mid-age romantic idol romantic drama where our couple is older than the normal romance drama leaders and they had a past. I mean, Zhong Hanliang has played similar roles in similar dramas previously with Li Xiaoran and other people, and I will try my best to check it out, although honestly, I have to say I'm not very interested in this type of story. I just feel it's ridiculous. I feel I personally have aged so much. Over the years, I still remember when I was like young and how I looked up to like Zhong Hanliang as the idol dramaland romantic drama lead and being so handsome and daydreaming. And now I'm like, I feel like I'm a totally like twice over different person compared to back then, and he's still there acting in like, I mean, you can call it mid-age, but it's still idol drama in a way. And I'm like, oh, people live on different timelines. Although we're on the same plane, it kind of is different for different people. Anyway, that drama is airing. It's on Youku and I'll do my best, but cannot promise. Coming up on the 4th of December, we should have finally another 姐弟恋, older sister, younger guy, romantic contemporary drama airing, and that would be 狙击蝴蝶, Sniper Butterfly, on Tencent, 30 episodes, led by Chen Yanxi and Zhou Keyu. It has released a proper trailer this time that you can look at the character setup and plot and what's gonna happen in the story. I got basically Wikipedia by a friend of mine. When this trailer got released, they were talking in this chat group and I caught their chat. I'm like, oh, I didn't know all those background stories, so interesting. So basically, if you look at the trailer, it is about a young guy, like teenager, right, just around the time to like graduate from high school, who's from a very humble background village and has no resources and is unlikely to be able to go to schools and do stuff, although he's a very talented student, and he got supported by Chen Yanxi's character, who's older than him and gave him money and think of him as a great potential, so brought him from the village to the big city to proper schools to give him a future. And in the process, the young guy falls in love with a woman who is much older than him, and that's kind of our romantic Sniper Butterfly story. And in a way, it actually reflects quite a bit of Zhou Keyu's personal story. I had no idea this guy actually comes from this background, but basically he had a pretty hard childhood, and he was practically raised by his brother, I think, and he was actually not in China. They were like immigrants So he actually speaks really great English. He's one of those rare actors right now working in China who can actually speak English to the point where you kind of cannot tell he's Chinese. I'm like, okay, I'll remember that. I'll remember that. If ever in the future anybody asks me for casting potentials, I'm like, that guy can speak English. Anyway, I didn't know any of that background story. I only know him from like mostly the Truth variety show on Tencent. And so basically he's playing a character that has some similarity to his real life in this one. I'm highly looking forward to the drama now, just because usually for young actors who are not that experienced, if they get a hold of a role that can be in some way matching their real life experience, that's where they're likely to shine. So fingers crossed. It's gonna turn out to be a good drama. Then we have a couple of other news on different productions. Recently, the contemporary drama that's been filming called 早春晴朗, the early spring, has just wrapped. This is a Youku contemporary romantic drama led by Sun Qian and Jing Boran. It looks like a proper contemporary romantic drama with quite a bit of skinship. Or at least that's in the trailer for this time. And we're not gonna see it probably until mid of next year, the earliest. So let's wait and see. Then we also have multiple dramas that have started shooting this week. First, a 40-episode period drama from iQIYI has started production called Xie Chan, not having official English title. The Chinese title would mean 碧血, cicada. And 碧血 literally means like jade-colored blood, but the word 碧血 in Chinese usually is loyalty to your country. It is used to describe the characters of, for example, great generals in Chinese history fighting for their own country, that type of being extremely loyal. So this is very wuxia title, right? It feels like that. And it is, if you look at the synopsis, also a story about three people who are very different and they group together as a group of xia to do whatever in their fictional period time setting. And the drama is led by Hou Minghao, Zhang Wenxing, Xu Zhenxuan. Honestly, I have to admit, I only know Hou Minghao. I have no idea who the other two people are, one girl, one guy, but it's the three people team. The poster looks not too boring. Let's hope it turns out to be a watchable drama, although that's also by the end of next year, fastest. Next, the drama that has started shooting is a contemporary drama done by Youku, 24 episodes, and it's categorized as suspense fantasy drama. And it's led by Lin Yi and Ai Mi, these two young, pretty people. And if you look at the synopsis, okay, let's hope it works out for them, because this is time travel plus soul exchange. Our male lead character, played by Lin Yi, lost his parents. Our female lead character, Ai Mi plays, lost her sister. Somehow they got hold of a stopwatch or something, and that allows them to travel back in time. But once they got back in time, they got swapped. So the guy's soul ended up in the girl's body and vice versa. So she then helps him to figure out why the parents died and try to stop that. And he helps her to figure out why the sister dies and try to stop that. Good luck. It's like a form of Someday or One Day. For this type of story, I'm always worried about the writing quality. It could be just filled with logic holes that just doesn't hold up together and then it crashes. But these are two very enjoyable to look at young people. So hopefully this turns out to be an interesting drama. Another thing that we can look forward to in 2026. Then the major, probably one of the biggest productions that the company Xinli is doing this year has officially started shooting during this week. This is the project we've talked about a few weeks back when they announced it, 千里江山图. That's going to feature Chen Daoming, who is going to be the executive on this, but also a main actor. And then the main male lead is Zhang Ruoyun. It's like a Mingguo version of Joy of Life, because its writer is also Wang Jun, who is also the adaptation writer of Joy of Life. So Zhang Ruoyun is made out to be the definitive lead. Everyone else is like with interesting titles like special guest actor, special invite. Everyone has the title. It's funny. Anyway, the second one after him would be Liu Shishi, although I doubt she will have a lot of screen time. If Chen Daoming and Zhang Ruoyun are in this, right, everybody else is kind of like just peripheral. Then you also have Guan Xiaotong, who is also, although young, she's also a Beijing circle person because she comes from a very famous Beijing art kind of like family. You would also see Sun Yi featured in this drama. Also, interestingly, it has Wang Chuanjun, who often people would consider him belonging to the Shanghai circle as the graduate of Shanghai Theatre Academy. But anyway, this drama kind of features a lot of big names. They haven't put out any really properly done official materials. Right now, we just know for sure that they have started shooting. That's it. Everything I've collected about specific dramas this week in Chinese Dramaland. And although completely unrelated to this, very unfortunately, during this week, there was a huge fire that happened in Hong Kong that burned 7 apartment high-rise buildings within this complex of 8 buildings. And I think probably this is the worst fire in history of any high-rise apartment buildings known to men. Because previously Shanghai had one back in 2010 that had very similar costs like this one in Hong Kong, where they're doing renovation on the outside of the building, the scaffolding and the net caught fire and burned the whole building. And that building, if you ever travel to Shanghai now, you can still go over, like travel there, stand under it. It's completely covered by concrete. It's like made into a monument, fully concrete covered. It's shocking, like when you look at it. Anyway, that's the Shanghai one, very similar to the Hong Kong one that just happened. And then I think it was around 2017, there was an apartment building fire similar to this as well in London, Grenfell Tower. That was a huge thing. I was looking at live updates that day. It was horrible. And then the Hong Kong one, it's even worse. Bad weather, super dry, very windy, bamboo scaffolding that completely burned. And one building passed to the next one because the buildings are very close to each other. So it burned 7 out of 8 of all the buildings there. And so far, as I'm sitting down, the casualty number has gone over 100. And there are further 200 more people missing. It's very likely eventually the number is going to come down to like between 200 and 300 casualties, which is unthinkable. This is going to be so investigated and so influential to future city development. Because China has already had too many high-rise apartment buildings that's not sustainable for long run in terms of its maintenance cost and its fire hazards and all the problems. It's one of those things that unfortunately my generation, my parents' generation, and then current young generation have to face is people have to actually switch their thinking about building living spaces. One of the reasons why I like where I am is because I can open the door and literally walk out onto the ground. There's no elevator needed. To end this video on a not so depressing note, if anybody is interested in gaming, you should check out Where Wings Meet. Although I think if you're a gamer, you already know. Launched on the 14th internationally, and it got really popular. A lot of reviewers, a lot of people just like fell in the game and couldn't get out. And if you haven't tried it, the Chinese name is 烟云十六声. Again, I'm not doing promotion for them. Nobody is contacting me or giving me money, just because I personally also tried this game on the international server, and I think it's a pretty interesting experience. It's the type of game that you can play it totally as a single player game on your own computer, not really linking to anybody, or you can actually join in, I think they call it MMO or whatever, like you can actually get online with other players and do stuff. Basically, it's like a Sims wuxia game of you being a Chinese wuxia ancient times setting character, either a girl or a boy, and you can live in the game. It's the type of game, obviously, you can go and beat people up, you can learn all the wugong, you can fly in the sky, you ride horses, go on quests, you hunt down bad people, but also it features stuff like fishing, building houses, playing music instrument with your keyboards, or like endless things you do. And also you can actually chat up with NPC in this game, and you literally type what you want to talk to them, and it's AI, so it actually responds to your answers. And you can talk weird stuff with NPC. You can even talk about Disney, and they will actually talk to you about Disney. It's funny. And it's extremely complex and filled with stuff game. It's so busy and so much stuff to do. It will take you days to familiarize yourself with the UI or the menu because there's so many things. I've played this game for about a week, and honestly, I still don't know where everything is. Every time I try to think about I need to do that, I have to think which part of the menus, which button I need to click, and then click which one after that and after that to find where I need to go. It is so much more complicated and messy than the single player game, but it's also really fun. I'm on the game. I'm on the international server, and it's kind of quite behind the Chinese server, which has started about a year ago. Unless you sit in front of the computer, play it for 12 hours a day, you really can't get through everything in a short period of time. Impossible, but it's also great. And if you have a wuxia dream, you want to be a wuxia's world setting character, this is probably the best thing you can get right now. Also, it has great music. And I find, yeah, the gaming world is, unfortunately, I have to admit, more interesting than drama world. Drama world these days in China is just so, lame. Maybe in the future, my video is gonna be less and less about Dramaland and more about random stuff I find in other places. If Dramaland continues to be so. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.